you don't know enough to be a pessimist. You don't know enough to be a pessimist. I repeat it because, people say repetitions are good. I repeat it because people say, repetitions are good. Do you consider yourselves as lucky? Who here considers him or herself as lucky? Please raise your hand. Okay, we have a lot. Thanks. For those of you who did raise their hand, great. For those of you who didn't, don't worry about it. I have got some time to change your mind. In your life, in your career, you will encounter opportunities, but also challenges and setbacks. What if there were no bad outcomes? Either you win or you learn. Instead of believing that the world is out to get you, believe the world is secretly plotting to do you good. I'm half Belgian and half Polish. Back in 2019, I was having some delicious Belgian beer with a group of friends back in my little town in Belgium. And that is when I decided to share the good news with them. The good news was that I had been invited to be a conferencier in a political event for young Poles and young Hungarians, organized in a castle in Poland. I didn't know much about the event, but one thing I knew is that next to me on stage, there was to be a young Hungarian lady, the other conferencier. So I told my friends, guys, wouldn't that be funny if this Hungarian lady ended up as my wife? Well, I said that although I had no clue who I was talking about, didn't know her name, and had never even seen a picture of her. Here I am 1 week later at the venue. That is when I meet Lydia for the very first time. She was wearing a red dress, and please believe me, she looked absolutely gorgeous. The event was 4 days long, and on the third night there was a party, so I took my chance and invited her to dance. Now, picture this, please. We are in the courtyard of a Renaissance castle in Poland, dancing slow, soft music from the speakers. The sky and the stars above our head. We were so much in the moment that we didn't realize that a group of people holding hands formed a circle, just like here, around the two of us. I mean, it doesn't get any more romantic than that. And guess what? 4 months later, we were engaged. The next summer, we were married. Ain't that crazy? Now, let's talk about something a little bit more relevant to you guys. I am sure it already happened to you at least once in your life when you crave something, like you really want it with all your heart. So you work on it, you search, you try again and again, and just no. It just refuses to work, and it just doesn't come. So what do? You decide to give up. And then, exactly at that moment, that is when you get it, or it appears in your life. It just somehow happens, as if by magic. Dr. Richard Wiseman once did a study. He took a bunch of people and asked them to rate their, let's say, levels of luck. How lucky do you feel? Then, he gave them a challenge. He asked them to count the number of images in a newspaper. But there was a trick. On the second page of the newspaper, there was a message written with big letters. which said, "Stop counting. There are 42 images." Almost all of the people from the lucky group opened the newspaper, saw the message, closed it, gave it back, and said, "There are 42 images." Almost none from the lucky group noticed that message. So they started counting, making mistakes, and ended up pretty frustrated with the whole experience. This experiment shows that if you believe yourself to be lucky, you literally see more opportunities. Where if you believe you're not, well, you simply miss them. Feeling lucky actually invites serendipity into your life. Serendipity. Ain't that a cool word? Serendipity simply means the faculty of making happy and unexpected discoveries by accident. As the American motivational speaker Earl Nightingale used to say with his super cool, smooth, deep voice, "We become what we think about." Now, this may sound silly, but if you think of yourself as lucky, it suddenly becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The Roman philosopher Seneca used to say that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. I invite you to try it for yourself. The next time you encounter an annoying situation, something frustrating, let's say you miss your bus by a few seconds. Annoying, right? Don't stand there just angry. Wait a moment. Maybe on the next bus you will sit next to a future business partner. Who knows? Or you're stuck in a traffic jam. Turn on the radio. Maybe you will get across some interesting or inspiring discussion, idea relevant to a project you're currently working on. You don't know. You don't know enough. You don't know enough to be a pessimist. You don't know enough to be a pessimist. Thanks.